The recent surprising twist involving Jimmy has generated a range of reactions among fans. In order to provide clarity, let's analyze the situation in detail. Beginning with the significant turn of events at SummerSlam involving Jimmy, it's essential to recount the lead-up to this moment. On a recent episode of SmackDown, Jimmy's name was prominently featured during a heated exchange between Roman Reigns and Jey. Roman presented a compelling argument, suggesting that Jey's self-centered actions should provoke Jimmy's resentment. Roman asserted that Jimmy would never forgive Jey for the circumstances he found himself in. According to Roman, Jey's immediate pursuit of the Universal title and the position of Tribal Chief after Jimmy's departure further fueled the tension. Despite Jey's verbal claims of acting on Jimmy's behalf, Roman maintained that Jey's motivations were rooted in personal gain. This brings us to the climactic moment at SummerSlam, where the anticipated match between Roman Reigns and Jey took an unexpected turn. In a handicap match with Solo Sikoa's involvement, Jey managed to hold his own against both opponents, appearing poised to secure another victory over Roman. However, a mysterious hooded figure intervened, pulling Jey out of the ring. Revealing themselves to be Jimmy, they engaged in a tense stare-down with Jey before executing a super kick and leaving the arena. Roman Reigns displayed genuine confusion upon witnessing Jimmy's actions, a clear indication that he was not privy to this plan. This underscores the fact that neither Roman nor Paul Heyman were aware of Jimmy's actions, dispelling any notion of premeditation. Amid the immediate fan response expressing confusion and frustration, it's crucial to dissect the narrative for clarity. Firstly, it's important to emphasize that Jimmy's involvement doesn't signify a reunion with Roman Reigns in the bloodline. This aspect has caused some confusion among fans, but it's vital to clarify that Jimmy acted independently and is not aligning himself with Roman. The potential confusion that could have arisen had Jimmy aligned with Roman or raised his hand in victory is negated by the fact that Jimmy acted on his own, unaware of Roman, and promptly exited the scene. To comprehend the core issue between Jimmy and Jey, it's beneficial to recall Roman's prior statements to Jey. Much of what Roman expressed seems to align with Jimmy's motivations. It's plausible that WWE strategically had Roman convey these thoughts weeks earlier to provide subtle insight into Jimmy's mindset. Jimmy's perspective seems to reveal that he doesn't hold any grudges against Roman Reigns. Their joint triumph against Roman at Money in the Bank left a lasting positive impression. Yet, it's evident that Jimmy's primary concern rested with Jey, driven by his apprehensions about Jey's trajectory towards becoming a mirror image of Roman, a scenario they had initially sought to prevent. This situation draws parallels to Roman's own transformation from his origins in 2020 to his current authoritative stature. Had someone intervened early on in 2020, Roman's path might have diverged from its current domineering course. This notion appears mirrored in Jey's recent journey. Despite his status as the face of the feud, Jey's mounting ambition becomes apparent. Beyond securing victory over Roman, Jey aimed for the Tribal Chief position and the Universal title, aspirations that, while justifiable, come across as self-interested. This discrepancy wasn't lost on Roman's remarks weeks ago. Jey's actions seemingly aligned with Roman's observations. While Jey's actions stem from good intentions, seeking to exact revenge for Jimmy's sake, they also reflect a degree of self-centeredness, exploiting the opportunities that arose in Jimmy's absence. This contrast becomes particularly pronounced when considering that instead of standing by Jimmy in his time of need, Jey was focused on personal accomplishments like securing the Universal title and Tribal Chief position. This was the crux of Jimmy's disapproval. Jey was treading the same path that led to Roman's transformation, which they had previously fought against. In light of these factors, casting Jimmy as the antagonist becomes challenging. He leveraged the narrative of Jey's self-centered pursuit of personal gain, which carried some validity. However, it's essential to acknowledge the underlying jealousy Jimmy has harbored towards Jey, particularly in recent years. This resentment surfaced when Paul Heyman revealed that Jimmy privately questioned Jey's role as Roman's right-hand man, a sentiment he didn't shy away from confirming when confronted by Jey. This complex dynamic, which finds its roots in a mix of sibling rivalry and justified concern, adds layers to the story. The overlooked moment when Jimmy admitted to his discontent with Jey's role could potentially offer additional insight into the ongoing narrative. This nuanced interplay between Jimmy and Jey, interwoven with their history and motivations, brings an intriguing dimension to their interactions as they collectively confront Roman and Solo. However, a closer examination of the narrative suggests that Jimmy's betrayal is rooted in a well-defined rationale. While some fans might hastily dismiss Jimmy's turn as nonsensical, delving deeper into the storyline unveils the intricacies behind his actions. Admittedly, one could argue that delaying the initiation of the Jimmy vs. Jey feud might have been a strategic choice. This perspective is valid, yet it's crucial to acknowledge the manifold reasons that motivated Jimmy's betrayal of Jey. The story subtly provides ample justification for this pivotal development. In fact, recent weeks seem to have been strategically orchestrated to pave the way for Jimmy's eventual turn against Jey. Initially, Jey's focus solely rested on avenging Jimmy's suffering. However, as time elapsed, his ambitions expanded considerably. He desired not only victory over Roman but also the inclusion of the Universal title and the Tribal Chief position in their match. This escalation of selfish aspirations eclipsed Jey's original objective of seeking retribution on behalf of Jimmy. With this progression in mind, it appears that the bloodline arc, a pivotal element of the storyline, has come to a definitive conclusion. Jimmy and Jey's direct involvement with Roman Reigns seems to have reached its conclusion, marking a separation of narrative trajectories. The impending Jimmy vs. Jey feud will function as a distinct storyline, while Roman's next adversary will emerge from an unrelated context. Given rumors of Roman Reigns possibly taking a hiatus post-SummerSlam, the spotlight could potentially shift to Jimmy and Jey in the main event, granting their storyline on SmackDown the opportunity to shine. Evidently, multiple compelling ideas contribute to understanding Jimmy's grievances with Jey. The underlying issues that might have motivated Jimmy to betray his brother are diverse and intriguing. As the story unfolds, it will be intriguing to witness Jimmy's perspective and his reasons firsthand. What's your take on the recent Jimmy twist? Do you think his actions are justified, or do you side with Jey's motivations? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's keep the discussion going. And if you're as passionate about wrestling narratives as we are, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Wrestling Matters. We'll be diving into more exciting storylines, unexpected twists, and everything that makes the wrestling world truly captivating. Stay tuned for more, and remember, in the world of wrestling, every move counts.